Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we have my early MLB award contenders, who I have winning the award through the season so far, and then who I think will end up winning the award at the end of the season. So, starting off with the early Rookie of the Year contenders in the American League. So, the few contenders are Jeremy Pena of the Astros, Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners, and Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals. So there's a few other contenders, but these are the main three so far. So far, I would give the award to Pena of the Astros. He's had big shoes to fill, filling the shoes of Carlos Correa, who left for the Twins in free agency. But he's done a pretty good job. I mean, he hasn't been Carlos Correa, but he's done pretty good for being a rookie so far. And the other players, Rodriguez and Bobby Witt Jr., they're having fine seasons so far, but I think their expectations were a little bit too high. And they're still really, really good players, but they're just not living up to the hype because their expectations were set slightly too high. So, as good as Pena has been so far, I actually don't think he will end up winning the award at the end of the season, although I think he is the AL Rookie of the Year so far. I think it will go to either Bobby Witt Jr. or Julio Rodriguez. I'm going to go Julio Rodriguez, but it could really, really go either way to any of these three. And, I mean, we're only in May, so it's tough to pick. Next, we have the NL Rookie of the Year, so the early contenders. There's really two, Seiya Suzuki of the Cubs or Mackenzie Gore of the Padres. So, Suzuki won Rookie of the Month after coming over from Japan and signing with the Cubs and having a great first month in the MLB. Then he cooled down in May. But then Mackenzie Gore he had a lot to prove this season. He had not a great year last year in the minor leagues, so now when he got the call up this year, people didn't know how he would do because he didn't have a great year last year, but he's exceeded expectations, and he's got an ERA just over 2. As of now, I would give the NL Rookie of the Year award to Mackenzie Gore, and I think he's going to end up winning the award at the end of the year. Next up, we have AL Cy Young Award winner, or the AL Cy Young Award. The surprising candidates so far, there is Justin Verlander coming back from Tommy John surgery, Nestor Cortez of the Yankees, and Kevin Gausman of the Blue Jays. Dark horse is Dylan Cease of the White Sox. So right now, for me, it's really between Justin Verlander and Nestor Cortez. Verlander is having a great season in his return from Tommy John surgery, and it's been very impressive so far, even at age 39. You would think he would take a step down, maybe even a few steps down, after one, being 39 years old, and two, coming back from Tommy John surgery. Most pitchers are never 100% when they first come back. Or you have Nestor Cortez of the Yankees having a breakout season so far. I bet you a lot of you guys didn't know who he was. He just tossed 8 innings last night for the Yankees, and think about this. He started the season as the Yankees' number 5 starting pitcher, and the only reason I know that is because I'm a Yankees fan. And he's pitched like an ace so far. So far, I think the Cy Young Award winner is Nestor Cortez. I think if he can finish or continue a strong season, I think he'll end up winning it as a very surprising Cy Young Award winner. Next, we have the NL Cy Young. The contenders really two right now, Corbin Burnes and Pablo Lopez. So Burnes is the reigning Cy Young Award winner. He beat out Max Scherzer last year. And you may think the Mets of Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom. deGrom hasn't pitched yet. And Scherzer is now out with an oblique strain, and who knows how long he'll be out with that. I believe the timetable said 6 to 8 weeks when we got the injury report, I believe, last week. So, as of now, I would give it to Corbin Burnes, as his numbers are slightly better in all the major pitching categories. He struck out more, ERA slightly lower, more innings pitched. But who really knows where these players will be at the end of the season. But Corbin Burnes has a track record of being a very good pitcher and always being a Cy Young contender. So, I mean, it's really a safe bet to go with Corbin Burnes. And I think he's going to probably... He's my Cy Young Award winner so far, and I think if he can keep up his season, he will win the Cy Young Award. But who knows, maybe it's going to be a different player that even wins the Cy Young Award. Next, we have the AL MVP. So there's 3 contenders, or 2 main contenders, one other contender. So it's Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, and Jose Ramirez. So right now it's between Trout and Judge, but Ramirez is just so consistently good. Like literally every year he's an MVP contender. Trout and Judge are having outstanding seasons so far. Judge leads the league, or leads the MLB with 17 home runs. Trout is second with 12, so obviously Judge has a rather large gap right there. If both are healthy the entire season, we could have a really serious debate, and we could see a great battle between these two for AL MVP. Obviously Mike Trout missed a lot of last year with a calf injury. And Aaron Judge, he's had a few injury problems, but has been pretty good at staying healthy. So I would predict Judge to win the award, obviously because I'm a Yankees fan. But right now, I think he would be the AL MVP, but like by an eyelash over Mike Trout. It would be really, really close. And remember, Judge is in line for a huge payday. So he was betting on himself after turning down a 7-year extension with the Yankees before the start of the season. So if he can win MVP, or even if he's the AL MVP runner-up and he has a great season, he's going to get a ton of money by the Yankees if they decide to bring him back, or whoever signs him. And the last award, we have the NL MVP. Contenders are Manny Machado and Nolan Arenado, but there's like a mile between Machado and anyone else in the National League. So Machado's had a great start to the season, batting .361 with 8 home runs and 27 RBIs. Top 5 in total bases in the MLB. Also leads the league with a 3.3 WAR. So it's really Machado's MVP to lose at this point. It's a good thing for Machado that he's having such a great season, because I feel like sometimes people forget how good Machado can really be, especially because he's overshadowed by Fernando Tatis Jr. In San Diego, and obviously Tatis is out with a wrist injury. So Machado's doing the heavy lifting there in San Diego, but he's showing us how good he could still be. So those are my early MVP picks, or early MLB award contenders, who I think will win the awards later in the year, like at the end of the year, and who I would give the award to so far. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree, and why. If there's a award you disagree with, let me know in the comments below. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.